Good morning, everyone. It's me. I know I haven't been posting a lot, so I'm coming on here to tell you guys what has happened recently. So sit back and enjoy. So how do I say it? Over the past while, I have been getting really bad headaches lately. I have to go see a doctor. I have to go see my family doctor about this because they're getting really bad. And my stress and anxiety level is really through the roof, so it's not good for me, I guess. And so I've been kind of taking a break from this whole thing and just getting back into a more calming setting for myself. So, yeah. And you probably saw the title of this video, so I'm gonna stop talking about that and we're gonna talk about what happened. So, I got into a car accident the other day. I'm fine physically. Emotionally and mentally, I'm upset with myself and I'm kind of scared to drive again. But yeah. So my family was out camping, and I was going after work one day just to go stay for a few days because I wasn't working until Wednesday. And I was driving on this one gravel road. Mind you, this is the first time I'm driving 2 hours and driving a gravel road, so it's a little scary for me. But I was doing good. If you didn't know, me and Deerfoot do not get along. I have so much anxiety driving Deerfoot, but I did good. So I was getting up to this really tall, steep hill that is on the road to go to wherever the frick my parents are camped. And I happened to notice my low pressure gauge light was on, so I called my dad. I stopped, pulled over, called my dad, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, this light is on, what do I do?" And he was like, you should be fine, you can come to us, you're about 25 minutes away. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep going. So go up this hill, going around, doing my thing, and then I had to go down this one kind of curved incline to get over a bridge and then up the hill. And as I was going down this turn, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I began to spin out. Something happened and I just went from turning to full on turn into the ditch. Where my parents tend to go camping is where you can ATV a lot. So I went from the road here, an ATV trail, and then because the ATV trail was kind of lifted, it was steep drop. So I was down in that drop. And this is a dumb moment on my part, but my first thought wasn't I'm gonna call my dad. My first thought was I need to figure out what the fuck just happened kind of thing. And I also was I'm not gonna look at the outside of my vehicle. It's probably interior. So I tried turning my key. Here's my dumb moment. And it wouldn't start. So I'm okay, now I have to call my dad. So I call my dad. I'm crying, of course, because I'm fucking in this ditch. Sorry for my profanity, and I'm like, "Dad, I'm in the ditch, my truck won't start, help." He's like, "We're coming." And I popped the hood. I'm trying to look because I have 2 years of mechanics from high school, so I kind of know what I'm doing, but I kind of don't. So I'm looking, there's nothing that seems out of place, so I'm like, okay, why the frick will my truck start? So I'm like trying to figure out, my key won't come out of the end ignition, so I'm like, why is this happening? Well, I kept it in drive. I never put it in park. So I end up putting it in park, and then I start it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of this ditch, because my dad needs to find me, and this is such an awkward area that, like, yeah. So getting out of this ditch, how I said there was like that hill, when I was coming over, I felt something in the back hit the top of the hill because I don't know how to explain this, but I'm gonna try and explain it my own way because I don't know the exact words. So essentially, when I'm coming up this hill and then it flattens out, like the front will flatten before the back, I guess. So I ended up hitting something, but that wasn't my, like, I was like, oh, I probably just hit like the tailgate or something. Like, I was like not concerned about that. So get on the road, I'm like, I'm just gonna drive up this hill. I'm also crying, mind you. I'm like a huge freaking mess. I get up this hill, so I cross this bridge, I get up the hill, and I stop, I just pull over, I turn on my hazards. I'm like, okay, I need to assess, like, what the fuck has happened. And I get out my passenger side, well, my driver's side. I look at my wheels because I'm like, there's gotta be something up, because something was wrong when I was driving. So I look at my front, there's nothing wrong. Look at my back, it looks a little weird, like there's something off. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's on the other side. I go around, and I'm gonna just put a picture right here or somewhere on the screen of what the frick my tire looked like. But my tire was completely off the rim, and it was in the wheel well pretty much, and I had like burnt a hole through my shock cover. My shock's fine, but yeah. I busted up my rim, and my tire's completely done. But so now I'm like fully panicking, and I'm like actually dying because I'm like, holy shit, like I just fucked up my tire. And yeah, I'm like still upset about it because of it's something that I never thought was gonna happen. And so they put the spare tire on. My family friend that came with my dad and like his son, they were driving behind us when we were heading back to like getting to the camp, and they were commenting on my wheel, like how it was like shaking. And then the next day, because how I mentioned how I've been having these headaches, I was taking a nap because friggin' brain is on fire. And my dad comes in and he's like, yeah, you fucked your axle. And of course I had just woken up, so my first thought isn't like, when he says I fucked my axle, I'm like, holy shit, it's broken, like I'm gonna have to abandon my truck, like all this stuff. No, I just bent it. And because I bent it, it's messed up. So that happened. And then when I was coming home, I don't know why I said yesterday, because I was going to get my room yesterday. When I was coming home, so when we were coming home, my dad drove my truck, my mom drove his truck, and I was just with my dad, and like we were doing okay. Like, we could do 90, but once we hit 100, the whole fucking cat was shaking. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I also have Starbucks because it's fucking, I'm tired. Where am I? Oh, so, and then we had drove the truck straight to like our shop, like our mechanic shop. He did like a full checkout yesterday, and then I get a call from my dad. He's like, yeah, so you're gonna need to get another rim because you broke your passenger side rim too. So I now have 2 broken rims, a bent axle, and I feel like I'm dying. So that was my car accident. It was an experience, to say the least. I'm happy that I'm okay, that the truck can easily be fixed, and that it did its job protecting me. I'm happy I never rolled, especially in that area, because I probably would have rolled, if anything. I should have rolled. I could have went over that bridge, like at a wrong angle. I could have hit the bridge. Yeah. I could have, so many things could have happened, but they didn't. And I don't want to say the easy thing, but like, it was the more beneficial outcome to that. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm doing okay. Like I said, I'm physically fine for the most part. I have a lot of issues with my physical form. I don't know why I said that, but I am just mentally and emotionally upset with myself because I let that happen. But I know it's not technically my fault, and it's not my dad's fault. But yeah, we think that the reason I got pulled into the ditch was because my tire popped on me, and then I bent my axle when I was coming out of the ditch. So we know how that all happened. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Well, yeah, if you want to, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I'm happy that my first car accident wasn't with anyone else, and I'm happy that I was okay. My dad and family friend keep bugging me because they're like, how the hell did you get out of the ditch? I'm like, oh, I just drove out. And they're like, well, did you use 4-wheel drive? I'm like, no. So they're like, oh my god, we're so proud of you, but also next time stay in the ditch. But yeah, I hope this never happens again. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't go down gravel roads if you're a new driver. That's the lesson of this story. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.